Before I get the video started, I want to apologize for the wind. It's been really windy the last few days. I know it's probably going to pick up on the mic really easily, so sorry for the wind noise. But this video, I just wanted to talk about stacks. See a lot of trucks now that are running stacks, and I've had a lot of people ask me about the stack I had on the truck for a while. I don't have a stack anymore. If you had followed me on Instagram or any of these YouTube videos, I'm currently running the side exit here right in front of the rear tire. But I wanted to talk about running a stack and some of the cons that come with it. Maybe that not a lot of people would think about before they put the stack on. So the first thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to running a stack is obviously you're going to have to cut a hole in your bed. There's really no way around it. I've seen some really bad hack jobs. I still have to figure out a way to fill this hole. And I had a couple ideas. I was thinking about going to a junkyard and finding an old bed and cutting out a section and kind of overlaying it in this, but that's just one thing to think about. If you ever run a stack and then you get tired of it like I did, now you got a hole in your bed to tend to. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And not only cutting a hole in your bed, but obviously you got to cut up your exhaust as well. So we did a pretty good job installing this stack, I feel. It's a pretty clean cut, as clean as it really could be. I know there's a lot of hack jobs out there, some really bad, they just pretty much destroy the bed, but it's just one thing to keep in mind. Another thing to consider when running a stack is your cab drone that you're going to experience, driving. Now, I'm sure a lot of people don't really care, but me in the summer, I like to open up this back window and everything, and it's just so loud, and it's fun for a while, but then all the exhaust fumes, those are gonna come inside the cab, and it's just, you really can't run this back window open if you have it with a stack. Even if the wind was, even driving 60 down the road, the exhaust is still gonna make its way inside. And again, with the drone, it really didn't bother me for the most part until a year or so, and I was you get tired of it. I love the sound of the truck and everything, but you really gotta scream if you want to talk inside with anyone who else is inside of the truck for them to even hear you, or if you want to listen to the radio, you gotta turn that way up. So obviously in that video that I had the back window open, so it's gonna be a lot louder, but it just kind of gives you an idea of how loud it really is when you do drive with the stack and you have that rear window open. Now, one way to minimize the cab drone if you do go with a stack is to have the stack built so that it sits just a little bit higher than the cab itself. Me personally, I've seen a couple trucks that it sticks 3 or 4 inches above the cab, and it just doesn't look good to me. It looks, it sticks out like a sore thumb basically. But that is one way to minimize the cab drone. if the exhaust stack sits any lower than the cab itself, it's going to be really loud. The third reason to consider getting a stack is the truck is just always going to be dirty with black soot. You know, even if you're running a mild tune, it's still, the soot's going to build up right next above the stack, all on your top of the cab, your brake light, your rear window. It's all going to get covered. And for me, when I was running my stack, honestly, didn't bother me. It comes off really easy. You just soap and water, it rubs right off. So it's really not a big deal to clean it if you don't mind. You just got to hop up in the truck every time and wipe it down. Now when it rains, obviously water's going to sit in the tailpipe, and unless you cover it. Now the first couple of days I had my stack and it rained, I took initiative. I went out there with a 5-gallon bucket and I stuck it over top of it. Every time it rains, you're just not going to want to go out there and cover it. You're just going to say, screw it, it's going to get dirty, let it happen. So that water's going to sit in there, and then you're going to start it up and you're going to take off, and everything you have inside your bed, the top of the cab, everything, it's just going to get covered in this black sooty water. Again, that stuff, it washes right out, but still it's something to consider. Your bed liner, if you hop in your truck, you're going to go like this and your hands are going to be black. My truck was at my local mechanic's shop, and he had it sitting out overnight, and then the next day he was working on it, and it had rained that whole night, and we had a heavy downpour, and he was messing with the truck outside. He had the door open just like this, and he was kind of, you know, tapping the gas, doing what he needed to do, and he wasn't thinking about the rain that we got last night, and he was giving it gas, and all that black sooty water shot straight up. It got all over him. It got all inside the interior of my truck. See if we can still see. See if I can focus. But there's actually still, you can see those little black specks. That's from when this happened, like last summer. You know, I could get in there and clean it, but I really just don't feel like it. But that was just everywhere, all over the entire inside of this door, and he was pissed off so much. So that pretty much wraps it up for this. I'm not really trying to deter anyone away from putting a stack on their truck. Like I said, I ran one on my truck for 1.5 years. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved the way it looked. Really makes the truck stand out. It sounds super good, but there are cons to it that, you know, not a lot of people think about, you know, and I just kind of wanted to make this just to, you know, inform people and just give them a heads up of what they're going to be, what running a stack entails. So like I said, I'm not trying to make this so to make anybody mad or, you know, to tick anybody off. That's not really the purpose of this. It was just to inform people and educate people about running a stack and just some things to think about. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up. A few weeks here, I'm going to be ordering my new wheels, and my new tires will be getting put on, so stay tuned for that. I'll be making videos as those shipments come in. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to slowly make my way into the YouTube scene. I know there's a couple of diesel truck pages, you know, specifically. So I'm just trying to play with it a little bit, see how it goes. I'm really busy right now, but I'm trying to make videos as much as I can right now. Again, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.